Crimson Nirnroot hunt, and I suppose exploration of Black Ridge. This is more of an area though to pass through. This is like saying, let's explore the Reach area. Yeah, you can take a look around, find a few places of interest, but it's not a meaningful way to explore it. It's trying to go through a tooth comb, just trying to find every little piece of it. Content the place might offer. It just makes no sense. What is this? It's nothing. Is there nothing? Why would you care about things? Geodemand. Soul gems. Not like we lack them. Corundum. I don't. Do we need corundum? I don't think so. It could be useful in crafting some armor, but do we really give a shit? What I mean is, we already have our armor sets and equipment sets pretty well set, so we don't need a lot of new things. Oh, almost halfway there. That's not gonna be the bad part, I think. It's gonna be when you have like one missing. Well, it depends how many of these things were here in the first place. If it's something like 34, 35, then it's a problem. If it's something like 40, 50, then probably not too much. War quarters, yeah. I think that's a worthy place to take a look at. This is a trap. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. No doubt there are a lot of Crimson Nirnroot there. But this seems like a place that is not really connected to anything. Quarters of War. One point away from getting illusion, an upgrade into our frenzying ability. So an empty container. Stone bed. It's like barracks. No personal space. And there's no real point to this entire place. Lovely. We're better off trying to follow at least one of the water sources. We want to follow where it flows. So there's definitely a path up, but probably not a bad idea. Every training we're gonna take is to light armor. Can't see any other good option. First and foremost, it's on with a trader, so we can always get quite a lot of the money you spent back. But it's the only real ability we are now genuinely taking use of, where we're not gonna get where we need to be by using the skill. Don't have to get too high, but and there's the bot. Smithing is another one. In combination with smithing, we can probably get a decent amount of armor boost still on this armor. Actually, we might as well use something else too. It doesn't really matter, but I think I'll try to stick with this. It's a nice looking armor, light armor, and it doesn't particularly matter what it is, so... Those reasons are good enough to stick to it. I think that's all for this place. Derelict Pump House. I'm a bit surprised we've managed to make this good progress. Definitely Nirnroot there. Bookish Maze of Debilitation. Wastes quite a bit. Doesn't seem to offer any decent value. So There's basically a lift to get out of here at the bottom. Right. What is this? Yeah, we've definitely been here. Deep market. Iron shield of waning magic, not worth picking up. Ooh, that's important. We have perk points. Frenzy spells work on higher level opponents. Thank you very much. What the fuck? Oh, almost suicided myself. Okay. This loot can't possibly be worthwhile. Never is. Crap. Well, no surprises there. How did you get there? I don't see any way really to get there. Not any easy way at least. Might die if we try. Still, it's easy enough to get back up here. Close. Didn't see the stairs. Okay. Mystery solved. Still, we made a lot more progress than I thought we would. And now if we just follow the rivers, I'm pretty sure we can easily get to rest. Timba. What exactly are we gonna get from this? Virion is a skeleton. I suppose he did mention the Reti farm, was it? Where he had a base of operations. This was the tower. No, just an exit. We'll follow the water. See what we find. Although most of these, while have been close to water, have not really been quite this close. Bottom nest for these little flying bugs. I think this is where we exited. Right. We didn't move across the water. So there definitely is... Oh shit, wisps. Gigantic webbing. Well, there might be spiders there. Just throwing the possibility out there. Eight more left. Well, we could visit the spiders. Ah, that's another one of these. Centurion. We could visit the spiders for a couple of reasons, but the main would be one of those places that is very easy to recollect. Not gonna forget that we visited a horrible place filled with spiders. Yeah, sticking to the water doesn't make that much sense. Yeah, we can find a few there, but most of their game crashed. So the game definitely crashes, but actually it's the recording program, but for the most part pretty stable. I mean, how many tens of hours have I played now? And count all the instability issues caused by any reason really on the fingers of my one hand. That's not bad. Can't even recall when they happened. Yeah, there be spiders here. Fucking, I know. I think I'll summon some help. Just in case wonderful things are gonna land on us. Can't really do much here. The second we try to harvest some of this, maybe jump. Six. 5. I'll take a closer look at the spider area. Looks like there's an entrance to some kind of structure. Four. Three. Surprisingly few spiders, really. Two. One. Reeking tower. Well, let's see what reeks so much. Just left these old eggs all over the place. No! Lost the trading opportunity, I think. Doesn't particularly matter. Hunt weapons, cast soul traps, and target. I'm going to be severely disappointed if there's not some kind of a specialty spider here. Some kind of specialty spider encounter. Lots and lots of little ones. Imminent alteration. What's the point of coming here? No, I'll accept this. Giving 30 Crimson Nirnroot to Abusa Seret.
Fus Roda!
Wisps. don't get why the targets so far away are hostile to me. There's no possible way that they could have even any knowledge of me. There's a wisp mother. Maybe it's that. I mean, she's not gonna appear unless some fighting has happened. And as long as she is there, fighting is never done.
Fine. Ugh.
Don't think I can affect them. It'd be better for us if we just try to get the hell out of here. Yeah, I'm sure there are places here we haven't been. Wonderful, wonderful places, but at the same time, I'm not sure what I would get. Just small, meaningless encounters? Don't particularly want to waste time on that, rather do quests. I mean, I'm very through of the thing of just wandering around for no particular reason. Here we have a totally alien landscape, good enough a reason to for me. It's not like I need much of an excuse to do it, but I do need an excuse. We haven't visited even all the goddamn cities. So if we want to get more quests, we can easily do that. They're much more... well, it's a mixed bag, but they're still much better than not having anything. That's a bright light. Why is there light here? I'm sure there's an access point to the surface somewhere here. Alright, now I at least sort of recognize where I am. Definitely been here before. Four quarters. Yes, yes. Quite sure where we started from. I think from there somewhere. Chorus Hunters all over the place there. Not sure which one would win this. Let's let it settle down. Could also trick some of the Chorus hunters to attack it. It's easier time for me to deal with a hunter or two than it's to try to deal with that. So, need the takers. Don't want too many. It's already damaged. So we're going to go down. That's good enough for me. No, it isn't. It's a Centurion Master. Yep. That's pretty much as tough as they come. So our little 15 times damage multiplier can make shit dead. We should have no real trouble killing it, but because an arrow approach. Here it is. There's the steam. Sneak attacks to the rescue. Atric arrows, diamonds, flawless amethyst. Ah, crap. So, unless we have an overriding reason, I think we're just gonna sort of ignore these. If anything else, it'll keep the huge amount of creatures and monsters here in some kind of a check. Okay, I just need a way out now. One of those pillars will probably do it. Ooh, this looks familiar. Probably where we started all this. There's definitely a way out. I'm almost certain I haven't used this path. Giant. Not expect a giant here. Anyone want to fight the giant? I don't particularly want to get noticed by it. Surprisingly fast when it gets going. I was sort of hoping there might be hostiles nearby and would engage them, but no. There's probably no hurt in having extra Nirnroot. Nice place to visit, but in the end it's more of a transit area between areas than anything else. Great lift at Zinjale. Somewhere near Ripton. 30 Crimson Nirnroot to Abrusa. What enemies could there possibly be here? Trolls, really. Haven't detected me yet. Or are you gonna kill Mr. Troll? I don't know, some kind of group fighting going on.
I can't believe it. I'll try and make this quick.
Okay, mortar is dangerous. Seems to have an infinite amount of stamina, that's the problem.
I cannot bear.
Cannot best what? Yeah. I'm fairly pleased with this. Ascendant Conjurer isn't exactly totally worthless. Marauders are pretty much the most dangerous bandit you can face, and certainly it was troublesome. Just keep bashing and bashing and bashing with a two-handed weapon. No doubt, pretty dangerous. However, we didn't lose against it. Previously those fights were basically one hit and it was over. So, very pleased with the change. Also have to take into account the fact that our light armor skill has room to improve. The 80% reduction in physical damage is the maximum though. I'm not sure what value achieves that.
You gonna stare all day or buy some armor? I'll teach you how to use it effectively.
So as
and
long
keep
as
you
we can
quick
keep
on your
holding
feet.
it up, I'll keep holding it up.
See for yourself.
Even if we can I sell some of this trash? Even if I basically would keep erasing it after it's pointless, it's not going to be pointless because various things might still bring it down. Ebony.
Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness.
Be night time. We need to wait. It should be a farm, so I don't particularly want to go there during night time. What the hell are we gonna get from this though? I'm afraid it's not exactly a low-level thing. Surviving in Blackreach or even finding access to it is not something that's all that simple to do. So it could have a decent reward to it. It's just I can't really think of anything that could be with some kind of a potion or something. It can possibly be worthwhile. That's basically what I dread. It's some kind of a, even if it would be useful, a potion. You're gonna keep storing them, storing them instead of using them, because you never really need them. So you end up just holding on to them. Potion use almost always requires that there's a significant supply. I think we're at the correct place. Nirnroot.
This place is boring. Nothing but the same thing every day.
We could always use help picking crops if you need a few extra coins.
There are a lot of Nirnroot around here.
Actually, I'm growing it if you hadn't noticed. I'm the only person alive that can cultivate Nirnroot from a seed to a fully grown plant.
How did you accomplish such a feat?
I had quite the mentor. He taught me everything he knew about the Nirnroot and its strange properties. I haven't seen him in many years. I wonder what became of him.
Are you an alchemist?
I used to be. There isn't much time for that in my life anymore, I'm afraid. I actually owned a shop in Vivec City long ago, but I had to leave all that behind when the Red Mountain erupted. Perhaps someday I'll reopen a shop here in Skyrim.
I found Sindarian's remains. No, you seem quite exhausted.
Is it that obvious? I've got my hands full here. Between the farm chores, cultivating my supply of Nirnroot, and keeping a tight rein on my sister Adori, there's little time for rest.
Need any help?
Really? That would be a pleasant change. One of the ingredients I need to cultivate Nirnroot are Jazbay grapes. The acidic content of the juice is perfect for the soil. I need 20 of them for my current crop. Good luck finding those Jazbay grapes. They're very rare.
Actually, they're not. But they're very concentrated on a single area. Does your sister cause a lot of trouble?
Aduri is what some would call a free spirit. She likes to wander the fall forest for hours on end. If we were still living at my alchemy shop in Vivec City, it wouldn't be so bad. She could wander the canals all day. But around here, there's a tremendous amount of work to get done. Not to mention the dangers she's not ready to face.
I found Sindarian's remains.
I knew this day would eventually come. At least poor Sindarian died doing what he loved. His field research. I told the old fool he should take it easy, but he was too stubborn. Perhaps someday I'll continue where he left off. It's the least I can do, considering how much he did for me.
I brought this crimson Nirnroot for you.
You gathered quite a few of them, I see. I'll search through Sindarian's notes and find some more information about the Crimson Nirnroot and its properties.
Here you are.
Thank you. You've done alchemy a great service by helping to complete Sindarian's work. I'd like to give you this tome. It's one of Sindarian's greatest works. I believe you've more than earned it.
Book. Got a book. Nirnroot Missive. Sindarian Serendipity. How did you and Sindarian meet?
When I was very young, I was sent to Skingrad in Cyrodiil to study with him. He was a strange Altmer. Paid more attention to his research than his own well-being. He lived in the basement of an inn, for goodness sakes.
How did he end up in Skyrim?
Well, after I fled Morrowind during the eruption, I made my way here. My family had purchased this farm, and it's all we had left. Years later, Sinderian simply showed up at our doorstep asking to stay for a while. Said he was going to do field research. He stayed with us for decades. Became an uncle of sorts to Adori.
Then he left for Blackreach.
One day he simply ran out to me in the field, excited that he'd made some sort of a breakthrough, and he was going to head out on another trip. He never returned. From the journal you discovered, I'm sure you know the rest. Good luck finding those Jazbay grapes. They're very rare.
So, we got a book out of it. Huzzah! Yeah, fuck's sake. I'm thinking of joining up with the Thieves Guild, because I can't go to Markarth at the moment at all, and it's annoying me. The moment I show my face around there, they're just gonna have guards are gonna attack me. There's no possibility of me doing anything. Revised edition. Following is a transcript of the speech given by Master Alchemist Sinderion at the Alchemical Symposium in Rain's Hand, of 4th Era 02. It is a revised version of an earlier missive Sinderion gave to the same group several years before. We've done the best we could to preserve the original tone of his speech, but some light embellishments have been made for editorial reason and for clarity. Okay. I would like to address the symposium today with some startling revelation regarding the Nirnroot. Although this curiously tenacious flora grows almost anywhere a significant body of water is present, it's extremely rare and soon to become extinct. After years of extensive research and the tireless efforts of my field assistant, I'm coming into the possession of a large sampling of Nirnroot. According to the theories presented by the noted imperial herbalist Chibius Regelium, the Nirnroot once flourished until a cataclysmic event severely reduced their numbers. Although many scholars reject the proposal that the sun's death event of First Era 668 catastrophically affected plant life, Chibius felt that the Nirnroot's normal growth cycle was interrupted by the lack of sun for a full year. Whereas other plant species tend to find a way, the Nirnroot's mysterious magical nature made it especially susceptible to this climate shift. While this may or may not be the case, it's certainly true that the recorded sightings of Nirnroot are declining as the years pass. Chibius's notes oddly describe the Nirnroot as emitting a brilliant yellowish glow. Contrary to this fact, the Nirnroot of today has a soft hunting blue-white glow. Subsequent studies by other scholars have failed to adequately explain this shift in hue. I propose that the Nirnroot sense its own impending extinction and therefore alters its metabolism in order to survive. One of the most glaring pieces of evidence of my theory is the presence of Nirnroot in subterranean environments, where it is completely devoid of sunlight. Strangely, Chibius's notes fail to mention even a single instance of a subterranean Nirnroot. How could this be? How could a surface-dwelling plant suddenly begin appearing in new locations radically different from its normal habitat? The answer, my fellow alchemist, is ironically concealed within Chibius's own notes. Although he spends a great deal of time experimenting with the Nirnroot in his laboratory, he overlooked an important part of a plant's growth cycle: its soil. Chibius was correct in assuming that volcanic eruption of Red Mountain contributed to the demise of the Nirnroot, but I believe the ash from that mighty explosion did more than simply cloud the skies. When mixed with the fertile soil of Cyrodiil, this fine powder is the true cause of the Nirnroot's astounding metamorphosis. Although little volcanic ash from that dark time remains, I have performed tests on samples sent to me from Vardenfell. Careful scrutiny of the samples revealed that they are rife with ash salt, a highly magical substance. Dunmer native to the Vardenfell region were known to have used ash salt as an ingredient to cure the blight. an awful disease which decimated their realm hundreds of years ago. This unique property of the ash salt, coupled with the Nirnroot's inherent magic, caused the radical change. In essence, the root healed itself. In summation, it's clear that the Nirnroot was dying and used a byproduct of its destructor to preserve itself. I feel the Nirnroot has accomplished in a relatively short amount of time what it would take other species thousands of years to complete. Whether you subscribe to my theory or not, one thing is certain. The Nirnroot is on a path to destruction. It contains untapped potential to create potions the likes of which have never been seen in our day. I propose to you today that we divert a small portion of our funds to an expedition to collect some of these roots to study. I have outlined this proposal for your perusal after this section of the symposium. Please, seriously consider this proposal before it becomes too late, and the Nirnroot becomes nothing but a memory. Before your time. I'm not really interested in
Good
this.
luck finding those jazzbait
Adore.
grapes.
We got
How come
something
the fields
else. Sindarian Serendipity. There's a 25% chance of creating a duplicate potion when using your alchemy skill. Well, thanks a lot. It's a good ability though. I mean,
Because it's
passive
boring.
ability
The fields are
cannot
going
be replicated. Okay, what's the
Fine. You don't
map
have to
marker
dote
for
over them
this
so
place?
much.
Do I want to gather jazzbait grapes? Not particularly. I want to get rid of the goddamn bounty. It's not going anywhere on its own, and fine. Yep, and I already paid one guy to get rid of it, and that did jack shit. Maybe I can do something else. I'm gonna try to actually try it now. Can I just go there and bait bounty? Do I have a lot of stolen equipment on me? Ooh, that's something I don't want to exactly lose. One very good item, part of our enchanted item. Fairly valuable item, but pointless. Valuable but pointless. $233. It means some lockpicks in this pile are stolen. That means nothing to me. For strength potion stolen means nothing. Scrolls of harmony stolen means nothing. Silver emerald necklace means nothing. So there's basically one item.
Food is paying for everything.
I'll try to get rid of it. We just need to reach a guard. Before the guard reaches us, we are gonna dump the item. That's basically what we're trying. If it goes to another fight, I'll just away, calm the fucker down and just run.
Stop! In the name of the Jarl.
Better dump them all way it's easier to find where they land.
By the order of the Jarl. Stop right there.
I'll pay off my bond.
Smart woman. Now come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
Fuck. Still have a lot of money. We might have lost something could have been stolen. How many lockpicks do we have? 230. Oh, handful was stolen. Nothing value was lost. I have my armor. There's a good chance the item pieces are still there. Also means we don't have to join the Thieves Guild now. Vigilant Tyrannus. Where were we? We ran down this. 4 jewelry pieces right next to each other. Can't say the exact location. Was it this or was it... No, I think it was... yeah. That guy. Mission successful. That's a big problem though, that this item happens to be stolen. Still, leave it at that. Not sure what I want to do, but I do want to visit Marquette. We have things to get rid of anyway. We probably need to dump quite a bit of stuff on our home again. But since we have a chance to go to Marquette again, I'll go to Marquette and talk to people. Gather up some quests.
Oh, blood. What happened to you, Papa?
The Forsworn have taken Kolskager mine. We're the only ones left.
Gods. You two head inside and get some rest. I'll send word to the Jarl. Damn
Thank the divines
Forsworn.
we survived that.
Only a matter of time before they hit here, too.
Tell me about the Forsworn.
Seems Kolskager mine got hit by Forsworn. Those madmen get more bold every season. Pavo and Gat are the only survivors. I'll be sending word to the Jarl about this. But I don't know when help will come.
I'll take care of it.
I'm sure Pavo would be grateful. And we'd all rest a little easier. But that's nonsense. You can't handle a group of Forsworn by yourself. If their axes don't get you, their magic will. Aye.
Poor Pavo and Gat. To have lived through a Forsworn attack.
So, mining camp?
Kolskager, overrun with Forsworn. What next?
And looks like an iron mine. Huh. I don't think we're suffering from a lack of iron. At the same time, only wouldn't hurt. Oh. I think the lack of iron was part of the reason we didn't wrap up things with our manor last time. I need to start switching the Maras amulet on every time I move in more civilized territories. I haven't paid too much attention to potential companion candidates. I would prefer definitely someone who could at least defend herself or himself. So mage or a warrior. Not necessarily a mage either. I was leaning towards mage, but since we already have a magical steward there, that's not that important anymore. But definitely someone, because of the constant attacks that happen there, definitely someone who is able to take care of herself and potentially other people who live in the house. So I'm not interested in some kind of a random miner we might encounter here.
I'm just here to mine.
I'm one of the miners. Plenty of ore to dig up around here.
I don't know if as long as the person stays in the house or manor, they would be immortal or not.
It's amazing how much work goes into the little things, isn't it? I'm just here to dig. Not much else to talk about.
Feel free to not talk about it.
Hmm?
I'm not stealing anything. We're not that desperate for these things. But yeah. Head back to Marquette, take a look around. Gather up more quests we might never actually do. I don't know, going this melee approach, once you have a decent amount of skill of it, it's actually quite rapid to go through a lot of sites. Because the only reason really that we are using to sneak around is that we can use both illusion spells, but also because a single attack could take us down. That's increasingly not the case with this kind of equipment setup. So we can just go to places and take care of business, especially if there's these lesser quests that don't really matter. At least I don't see them matter. They happen to be something else. The nature of the quest will change.
That's what we have.
And by a
horse.
Need a trained war dog? Fiercest companion money can buy.
Or a dog. How long have you been training dogs?
My family's been doing it for years. You need one out in the Reach. Don't want to be alone when some Forsworn comes swinging. I personally trained a whole litter for the Jarl. That reminds me, I was gonna deliver some dog food to the keep. Spiced beef, their favorite. Wow, look at you. Thanks. Take it to Voada. She handles all the dogs for the Jarl. Until next time.
Spiced beef to Voada.
Excuse me, do you know anything about this house? Seen anyone enter or leave?
It's the city gate. Why are you asking?
I'm with the Vigil of Stendar. I believe this house might have been used for Daedra worship, evil rites and so forth.
Need any help?
I was actually just about to head on inside. Be good to have someone watch my back. Follow me and keep your eyes open. Daedra are powerful creatures and tricksters. Never know what you'll find.
Imagine blowing up an entire town. Damn college. It will never be the same.
There's the abandoned house. Daedra related thing. Well.
Holmes. I said Holmes, you backbiter. Give a crippled worker a helping hand.
A man like me makes a lot of enemies.
Someone stole your
always trying to
sweet
cheat.
roll.
Go fuck yourself. Abandoned house. Might as well.
Outsiders.
Hopefully this will give us a reason to talk to other people around here too. There was the guy who wanted to talk about this ancient Temple of Talos. Maybe something small I've forgotten, and then I think one of the buried corpses in the graveyard have been eaten. So we have at least 2 interesting sounding things in addition to this. Marquette. That's the shadows. Yeah, they move up through these. Abandoned house. House of Horrors. Well, this is gonna be fun, isn't it?